I know you can do it. So how you feeling? You about ready? You feeling good? You about ready? All right. Yeah, late ill kid at OneYoungsta holding it down, bringing you that street geek and nerd. So what is up, my people? Today all year, coming with another wonderful episode of On Screen. We're doing some big things, if you will. But big shout out to Jamali in the chat, super duper early. Great to see you. And I'm joined by a awesome human being, a literary scholar.
Don't do this every time, man.
A literary scholar. If I were to say the most interesting human being on the planet.
Oh yeah, no, not at all.
Right here, Meriah Hudson, what's up?
What's up?
So
don't do this every time, man.
Meriah was like, have you seen The Witcher? And I was like, nah, I never finished it. Never finished it. It came out at a weird time around the holidays. Brother was doing a lot of traveling. I saw the first 2 episodes and then I just fell off. I just fell off, y'all. I just fell off. I don't know what happened.
So you finished it now.
So Meriah was like, you need to get up on that. Finish it. Also, they did a making of. And I was like, word. So I finished the season and watched the making of. So now I would consider myself ingrained in the continent, if you will.
Ooh.
we inside the continent, learning things.
Proud.
It's mages, it's monsters, people just trying to live, golden dragons and stuff. And here, we're going to review a little bit of the season 1, but I did want to get started off with seeing from your perspective, Meriah, why are you so amped about this show? Because you were like, you gotta finish it. You gotta finish it now. And I know why I like the show now, but I want to see from your perspective, why do you dig The Witcher?
Jeez, how could you pick out just one reason? I can't pick out just one reason. To be honest with you, anything sci-fi fantasy is my thing. I'm in there. But there's so many things. There's the fact that the Witchers are made. There's the fact that there's dragons. There's the fact that it's Henry Cavill and he can get it. There's so many reasons.
And why. He was definitely flexing that all through the show too. He was like, don't let the day job fool you.
Oh man, that man.
He was like, I got women's to see.
That
even
man.
His horse was like, yo, man, look.
The reason I initially wanted to watch it so bad is because from what I could gather was that he gave up Superman specifically to play that part. And to give up something so iconic that pushed him to his highest stardom as he is now for this role. I was like, all right, I gotta see what this is about. I didn't know it was originally it was originally a story, but I didn't know it was a game because I'm not a gamer. So
and see, for me, I knew it was a game, never played the game, but when I heard Henry Cavill was involved, I was like, okay, all right, because Netflix already had a little bit of trust with me on video game adaptations due to Castlevania. I really love Castlevania, top quality stuff. So I was like, all right, you know what I'm saying? Castlevania, y'all did good. Now, let's see what else you got. And then they said, yo, we got The Witcher coming. But they dropped it at the worst time for me. I'm like, you can't, when did they drop? Did they drop it December 10th or something? Like right before the holidays or something like that?
I don't know. I've been in 2 days.
I'm like, look. I got things to do. I can't be sitting down watching show. I'm getting ready to fly here, fly there. I got to do man. I got things to do, and I watched 2 episodes, which I did like, but then I just forgot about it in the hustle and bustle of life. And coming back to it, what I really like is how they, I guess less so on I guess less so on series side a little bit, but they do a great job of telling sort of like 3 converging origin stories, sort of. Because I mean, Witcher is kind of like he's the Witcher, so it's not really an origin for him, but we're meeting him.
I mean,
and then and then with what's the girl's name? Oh man,
Yennefer.
Yeah, Yennefer. Yennefer, this is straight up her origin story. All right. And then with Ciri, we're kind of like meeting, like, save the girl, save the child storyline. But we see kind of like the, like the society she's in, and all of these storylines are kind of going along. And it's interesting how each of them are cool enough on their own to when they start coming together, I'm like, all right, cool. I'm not mad at this. Ciri, I got my issues with her. We'll talk about that later. Yennefer, I got my issues with her. Talk about her later. And The Witcher, he just don't be listening to me when I be telling him to do stuff. So
you do not have no issues with him.
No, I got a whole lot of issues with him because he don't be listening. I tell him to do things. What's my issue?
You need to have no issues with him, because then me and you won't have some issues.
But I like the way they tell these stories very well, and it's in a way where the lore of The Witcher doesn't seem as stuffy to me as Game of Thrones seemed. To me, I watched 1 episode of Game of Thrones. It was just like, I'm just not interested. And that's just for me. I know people love it. Cool, watch it all you want. Have at it. For me, just never. I was just like, eh. And I watched this, and I was like, you know what? All right, cool. Let me see another one. And especially after episode 3, things just take off for me.
Yeah, I think it's about episode 3 that you start to realize that they're switching timelines too.
So. Yo, all right, that's another thing. They don't tell you nothing.
They don't. They like, it took me a minute to realize.
I'm like, because normally in a normal show, they'll be like, 60 years ago, 100 years ago, 10 years ago, something like that. But you just be chilling, turn a corner, and it'd be like 30 years ago. They don't tell you nothing.
Right.
And fight sequences, dope, on point. So I was locked in. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Henry Cavill was there the whole time doing his thing.
No,
ain't no face capture stuff. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no face capture mess where they putting his face on another dude's face. It's just it's dope. And also further solidifies my fear of the ability of spiders to ever get larger than they really are. Because if spiders were the size of dogs, we'd be dead. It solidifies that. It solidifies that.
We all got our irrational fears.
Irrational fears?
Imagine it's not irrational. There is a spider as big as a dog, and it's in Australia.
Well, I ain't going to Australia then.
I think it's called the spider. Look it up.
Everybody need to leave.
Look it up. Don't sleep at night because of it.
Look, everybody leave. Leave Australia immediately.
Burn it down.
Burn it. Just matter of fact, it's an island. Just push the water on top of it.
They just had fires. Let me not.
Oh yeah. Sorry, excuse me. You know what we mean though. We ain't talking about that. We talk about scary spiders. So yeah, I got into it from the action perspective, and I was just interested, especially when you're talking about, the law of surprise. I think is interesting. There's a lot of lore that they kind of like allude to where I'm like, yo, I'm really digging this, and more than I usually dig kind of like medievalish stuff. Medieval stuff kind of gets on my nerves sometimes, but in this case, I really dug it. So I'm ready to get into some people. Who's one of your favorite characters that we can talk about? I'll put it in your court.
Well, of course, there's Yennefer. She's badass. She's bullheaded.
Yennefer.
I can't not like
Yennefer
her.
is a good character because I don't know if I like her or not through the whole show. When we meet her, I'm like, and that's a testament to her acting, because and the writing as well. They gotta write what the character's gonna say. But when we meet her, I'm like, man, I feel so bad for you. And then she kind of flipped, and I'm like, I ain't down with you no more. And then she kind of turned a little bit, and I'm like, all right, let's see what she do. Then she do something bad again. Then I'm like, no, we ain't friends. And then her, what I'm saying, her and girl be like, yo, what I'm saying, a little love thing. And I was like, you know what? Makes sense. I'm down with it. You know what I'm saying? I give you my blessing.
She's badass.
And then she do something wrong again. Well, technically, Geralt did something wrong. And then he was trying to do something right, but he did something wrong because he don't be listening to me. I be telling him, don't do that, and he be doing it anyway. So I understand that. But she's a great character that keeps me on my toes between, do I like you or do I not like you? But she ended the season where I was like,
badass.
Respect.
Bad. She bad.
What up, KB23 in the house? Nice to see you listening and driving. Get that, going, what I'm saying? Get your roll on. But yeah, Yennefer is a character that has had an amazing arc this season. And I love how they handle her character in a way where I don't know if I'm gonna like you today or not. We gonna see. Right now, you good in my book until you do something wrong again. You know what I'm saying? She be messing around with, pregnant with, well, she wasn't pregnant with new mothers, you know what I'm saying, messing around with their safety. You know what I'm saying? Shorty left her for dead, yo. Then came back. And was like,
she's 100% true to herself. It's just part of the reason why she's bullheaded. It's because she's single-minded thought process.
Yeah. And also remember, single-minded thought process about something she decided on. She was like, yo, I want to be able to have a baby. It's like, but the dude told you, if you do this, you ain't gonna be having a baby. So it's like, you can't, come on, you can't be like, I want to do this, and then be like, psych, no, I want all the good stuff, and I want to get, come on,
I think the problem is she feels that she got tricked into it. She didn't have no choice. If you think about it, was kind of she was owned by that little coven thing. If she didn't control the chaos, she became the little eels that powered their chaos.
Oh,
and then
that's a whole nother thing that threw me off. I was like, hold on, what? And they just swept them on in the water.
That the humans stole how to do it, and that was the only way, because they're not great conductors of it. So, but anyway, see, look, now I forgot the point I was gonna make.
Yennefer, she cool though.
Oh yeah, the respect and the power that she wanted, because you have to remember, she came from nothing. She was literally treated like,
yeah, she was like pigs. I don't know, she was just dumping out pig doodle or something. I don't know.
Yeah, because she was disformed and stuff. So to change that, and so to get the respect and the power she thought she deserved, she's going off what they told her. She had to make some changes. She had to make some sacrifices, and then later she's realizing that those sacrifices weren't good enough. It wasn't, they should have let her know from the beginning, this is what would happen. So in her mind, she was tricked into it, whether it was her decision or not.
Yeah.
She realized her mistakes, and I've tried to read the book, so I kind of know what's supposed to happen next.
See, books aren't that great. Now, I don't know. Should you trust the books? Because you know how, when it comes to TV shows, they'll flip stuff on you. You know,
well, they've already done that. Apparently, from the book's perspective, they're not telling the origin stories of I don't know how you pronounce it, Shiri or Yennefer, but because the characters were so intriguing to the writers and the people who pitched the story, they were like, I think that we can show these three arcs together. And they did an amazing job. They weren't sure they'd be able to do it. They did an amazing job. But so I know the basis of what's supposed to happen, which I'm sure you could guess. I mean, Yennefer's obviously going to get back with the Witcher because that man is fine. And
look, hold up. All right. Look, just because Geralt of Rivera or whatever or Rivia, sorry. Look, hey, all right. She's not pressed on him. All right. She has many men that want her on her own.
She
She don't need
wanted
to be
that.
crawling back. You know what I'm saying?
Not
There's no such thing
woman
as a
born.
weaker
He left her,
sex.
man. He left her.
um,
She was mad about it the whole time.
but speaking of my man G, uh, this is what happens when you don't fulfill your destiny. See what I'm talking? I told you. When we went back in the past and I said, that's your girl, you need to keep your girl. But did you listen to me? No, you didn't. Now you got to go through all this stuff because you don't listen. Now you got to come all the way.
Siri?
Yeah, Siri. That was the long surprise.
He went back for her.
He was supposed to be there all that time. No, I'm going to just leave. You do your thing. Just protect her. I'll be back when I be back. No, you're supposed to be there. Stay there and either take the kid with you or do something. Now you done left. What happened? People got killed and now she on the run and because you don't listen to nobody. All right? You should have took the kid in the first place.
About the child of surprise. You're being dramatic.
Horrible. You know what I'm saying? Horrible.
He went back.
She almost died.
You mad at him. You need to be mad at the queen.
Well, yeah, she did.
Grandmother. Okay. It's her fault.
Now, okay, good point. He did come back, even though he should have had her in the first place. So technically, he's still more wronger than the queen. But the queen did try to be funny and show the fake baby. Well, I mean, she wasn't a fake baby. She was a real kid, but just not the right kid. And then, so that was wrong. So, so she did do that. So, good point. And
he also locked him up. So he was technically there when it all went down.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. He was there.
What do you mean destiny? This is all a part of his destiny, okay? All of it. The whole thing.
His destiny was to take that girl when she was born and nurse her up and get a real strong and good fighter and stuff and protect her life. That was his destiny. Not to go and leave and be like, I don't care what you do with that baby. And then come back and be like, I care what you do with that baby. And then it's too late.
Why the voice? I can't.
I don't know. That's how he sounds in my head.
It's not.
I don't care what you do with that baby. That's kind of how he sounds in my mind. But I do like how he slowly comes around to this. You know, it seems like he becomes more of a believer. When we meet him, he's more of a like, stuff happens. You know,
he says that he doesn't believe in fate.
I don't care. You know, live your life, do whatever you do, whatever. And now we see someone more of kind of starting to believe, like, you know, maybe there's more to this. You know, we get to see a little bit of his past as a child, a little bit of his Ma Dukes, and you know, apparently Ma Duke still ain't trying to. She ain't trying to fess up to nothing, boy. Like, even when the dude is on death's door, ain't trying to fess up to nothing. But I do like at the end, him and Siri come together. I was mad because one thing I don't do, I don't look at how many episodes are in a season so I can stay surprised. But I was mad because something told me when they showed them come together, I was like, this better not be the finale. I know y'all got about 3 more episodes, don't y'all? And then when it was like, they were like, the end.
But you will come right back to it and be like, because you want to know what happened. I personally want to know what happened to Jennifer. We all know she not dead.
She dead. Nah.
We gonna
be woke up out of sleep like, man, get that out of here.
Comes back. I want to say she's like draw her own chaos back together and it's gonna make this solid form and it's gonna be her. She's gonna be.
Yeah, she there's no way she's dead. There's no way she's dead. Chalotra Scholar.
And I want to say, like, her body has to be gone with how much fire she did. And they said that, you know, if you don't control the chaos controls you. I want to say she like combusted or something. But her essence, I'm telling you, she's gonna like come back. And she'll be standing in the same spot, looking around, like, what happened? It's like 2 years later. What happened?
Nah, she gonna come back. Yo, they better not do us time skip neither. Do not time skip us. Don't be like 5 years later. No, I want to know what happened right now. I
don't think they do that. If they do, I want to say that they're going to like show us all the time in between leading up to it like they did this season because they have done an excellent job with the whole time dimension thing because not many shows get that right.
Yeah.
They have done a great job.
the way she held down that fire part of like letting go of the chaos, that was
man. Usually I'm
see,
not for the
that's why I'm
climatic.
like, Jennifer, you back in the good. You back on the good side now.
Man,
you know what I'm saying? You was in the bad.
Badass.
Like, this is how well they wrote her. When she like supposedly became pretty, at first, I thought she was actually prettier before because of the way she was acting. And then when she got good, I was like, okay, cool, you're pretty again. And then it's like, because I'm all about like, look, you could be, the sex symbol of the 2020, and if you don't know how to treat people, I'll be like, you ugly. I'll be like,
I
ain't
liked her
nobody. I'll be like,
jerk
you ugly.
faceness though.
But she came back, and she's a sort of a hero now. Like she was like, directing people. She was like a little general, telling people how to do stuff. I was like, yeah. I was like, that's my girl.
No, I liked her jerk faceness because you got all these people in this show, and it's like they hold back what they want to say, but they always have this look on the face, and they show it to you like. But she's like, nah, bro, that's
they got the eyebrow on you. They hit you with the eyebrow.
Right? Like her and Gerald are a good match because he might not. He says really straightforward stuff too. But it's always in short clips. Like hers are like full blown, like this is some bull. This place is lies. I'm like a thug. Y'all didn't give me my props, etc., etc. And then he's just like, oh, this is stupid.
Yeah.
Like every other part,
when he came to I can't remember his name to save him. Hold on, let me see if I can find his name real quick. But he brought him in to say, and he was like, I guess you in charge of all this. Because I assume these people are under some kind of spell because there's too much how should we say,
where he first met Yennefer?
Yeah, I was trying not to use that word, but go ahead. You know what I'm saying? Go on.
The word's not bad.
Oh man,
that was a dope scene. I forgot what her safe word was. Was it like flufferknuckle or something?
Yeah, it was something stupid. But seeing how she's on this quest to save not to save him, but more like save him in a way to kind of use him to get the djinn, after we've already seen another mage who now is going to link up with her and be like, oh yeah, he saved, he did so great, blah blah blah. And it's like you see all these threads and it's like, yo, y'all killing on this show. And
they did. The writing was excellent.
I am sad about your boy Mousesack though. You know what I'm saying? Like Mousesack, he got doppelganged. You know what I'm saying? He got killed.
Oh yeah. But I mean,
but he was a cool dude, man.
That was the one thing that I respected the most out of Game of Thrones. That they weren't afraid to kill off people. So
yeah. Well, I mean, they are, but they're not. Like it's shows aren't afraid to kill off people, but except the three that we know. Like Ciri ain't going nowhere. Yennefer ain't going nowhere, and my boy G ain't going nowhere.
Yennefer is gone.
No way.
She's not gone forever though. She's gone, but she gonna come back. We just don't know how yet.
She gonna rise like a phoenix or something. But shouts to the chat. Lotus Scholar said, I'm gonna have to rewatch The Witcher. I'm too into the game side. Yeah, see, I'm trying to stay away from the game and books now because I know when TV shows start, they kind of, it's an adaptation. They take on their own life. So whenever a movie or something happens that I'm like, oh, this is dope, I want to read the book, I wait until after the show is over or something because it's like, I don't want one to kind of like mess up the other. Because you know how like you get hype about a book, like a certain part, and then they don't never do it and you be mad about it? You be like, oh man, in chapter 18, they're going to do this. And then they never do it and you be mad about it. So it's like, that's why when The Witcher is over, I'll go back and read some Witcher books and all that. But
don't do it. Right it's not good.
Oh. But right now,
not saying the storytelling's bad, but the original Witcher is a contemplation of like a bunch of mini stories.
Oh, okay.
And you know how some writers have that problem with, maybe it's just the version that I started to read, but they have some problem with over detailing.
Oh.
So now that you've watched The Witcher 2 and it did so well, you're gonna read the books and you're gonna be like, ugh, like I can't do this. I'm a reader. I've read 90% of the movies that I've watched, I've read the books first. So I'm one of those people that's like, that didn't happen in the book. The book is better. And there's been a few times that I've watched a show, fell in love with it, was like, let me go read the book. And The Witcher was one of them. I tried and I legit didn't read past the first chapter. Or like American Gods, I went and I ordered the book. I ordered the 10-year anniversary one though. So they had like put back in everything that they took out in editing that didn't need to be there because it was overly detailed. And it was a struggle. It's like 500 pages and it was a struggle for me to get through it. And mind you, I've read a 300-page book in a day because I'd be in there like, oh, don't do it. The Witcher is not something you need to read.
And see, I'm a fan of American Gods too, but I don't know if
I read the first book. I know what's gonna happen, and the show is honestly better. Well, again, I got the 10-year anniversary one, so it's different.
That's right. What? Good spirituals. Now it's playing. Lotus Scholar said he did too. He had the audiobook too. So I'm cool with the show for right now. When the show ends, then I'll probably double back and check out some stuff to like fill in some stuff. But here from like the forest, I can't remember the name of the forest, but the forest scene, drinking the water, kind of like revealing yourself and everything, like all of that. I'm like, yo, I'm down. And then, yo, hold up. How she almost get homie killed though? When he told her, like, yo, old girl said, it's the questions, you gotta ask the right questions. And like, he was like, yo, I'm here to pick up the girl. And she's like, all right. And the little kid was like, all right, so how you know where we was? How you get away? How you get free? What you do? And he, because he know better. He like, look, I've been out here on these streets. You don't remember?
I don't know what you're talking about, but it doesn't help that you're saying oh girl and oh boy.
Oh, sorry, Siri. I said Siri first. Siri.
Okay.
When Siri was with the little kid, the elf. The little boy, the elf. They leave. Mousesack comes, gets her. They leave. And he like, how you get free?
Right.
How you find us? How you get over here? She's like, he's my friend. He had the special sash. That don't mean nothing.
I can't be mad at her though, because
girl, you in danger.
Because of that stupid queen. That queen was stupid.
Yeah, the queen.
I cannot stand in any movie or TV show where they're like, I did it to protect you. Like, you don't, it never protects them. It always makes it worse for them.
Yeah, I'm gonna be real. The queen did not prepare her her people really for what was to come. Like, she was a very irresponsible queen.
Very.
If I was going to talk about people doing wrong, queen-wise.
Right. But not just Sherry, with her mother too. When they went back and showed like the whole thing with her mother, like she was just bad. She was just a bad queen in general.
Yeah. Queen, yeah. I want to try, I'm trying to think of something she did that was good, but she was kind of wrong on everything. All right, the dude came with the Lost Surprise. She was like, I don't care about the Lost Surprise. Almost got everybody killed. Then didn't want to give up Siri. And that was probably the reason that they got invaded and lost or whatever.
Yeah. So they were after her.
So yeah, pretty much.
The only thing that she did good was with her last few breaths, she told Sherry to find Gerard. So
yeah, that's it. Go find the man that I hid you from that made all this happen.
I mean, but she could have kept that to herself and just let her just go blind and never find him. But her instinct to keep her safe at the end of the day was the only thing that she did right. The only thing. Everything else she did was just horrible. She's just horrible.
She's a bad queen. I'm trying to think of a queen that's worse than her.
No, I'll give her props for going out in the field to fight. Even though her main thing was to like protect her granddaughter, not even over her people. She went out front of lines, went out to fight, lost her husband, and then got a fatal wound. Yeah. So I will. Yeah. Good point. Some respect.
She's not one of those people that are like, go fight for me, and I'm gonna stay in this nice, safe little location. She like, I'm a lockstep. I'm gonna fight with you. I am my brother's keeper.
Right. And then she gave people shelter in her castle. So she has slight redeeming qualities, but she is the worst.
Shouts to KB23 said, I've seen season 1, jogging my memory. The queen that didn't want her daughter to marry the guy that had the spell cast on him. Yeah, that's the queen. That's the queen we're talking about.
Night.
She's just a bad queen.
Can we give a nod to the old boy that was walking around with Gerard that came up with "Toss a Coin to Your Witcher"? Because I'm sorry, that song.
That song is
great.
Straight up, your boy had hits. What was his name? Let me see if I can find his name real quick. Homie had hits though. I ain't gonna front.
Right after people started binge watching, there was not a meme, but there was like a little video, a cartoon video of him singing around Gerard. Like Gerard's just sitting at the pub with beer, and he's just singing all around him. He has like his guitar, and he's like thrusting in behind him and stuff. It's the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Jaskier? Yeah. Jaskier, that's his name. So yeah. That's his name, dude.
Bard? Just call him the Bard.
Yeah, the Bard.
The Bard.
but yeah, your boy, he had hits. I'll give him his props. He had hits.
He got all the jams. He got the jams. Every time they was singing that song, I was in there with him.
Yo, he was like, "Yo, toss the coin to your witcher." You know what I'm saying? You can't go like this. You had to.
That's bad. Love it. It's great.
It was straight gold coins back in the day. That's all you had. So you just had a bag of money.
With the jams.
Yo, but yeah, shouts out to a personal radio that roll around with you all the time.
Made him famous.
You could tell, he softened up. You saw G softened up. You know what I'm saying? At first, when you first met him, he was like, "Yo, you whack." You know what I'm saying? I don't want you around me. You stupid. But he went. Look at all he went through to save his life. You know what I'm saying? Because he was bothering him at the river. It's like, look, I'm not trying to fish. I'm doing something. I'm mind my business. Just sit down.
Why can't he sleep? That bothered me. He never said why he couldn't sleep.
Yeah, I don't think they ever. Nah, they didn't.
And all of a sudden, after sexing Yennefer down, he could sleep, and I'm like, I don't get it. He got
that good rest.
I don't get it.
Yennefer was like, she threw that whop on him, and then was like, threw that whop on him. Then G was like, feel rested.
Man, that man, and his grunts. The whole season.
That whole season was like, I'm 2 seconds from slapping you in the back of the head, but I'm gonna try to chill though.
Man, his FEKs were great too.
Like Geralt is a perfect example of like, I hurt you, but I'm trying to get right with the Lord though. Like
he's a contradiction. He's like, I care about nothing, but then he has this pretty strict moral code. He's like, I'm not going to just kill anything. You think it's a monster, but it's like, no, it turns out to be a princess, and I'm not just going to kill her. Or, he's not a monster. He's just, his family.
He's like super hungry or whatever.
Yeah, and he's protecting the elves, and then he's like, I'm not the one who took your land. I have no beef with you. Like, he has a pretty nice moral code for someone who just doesn't care about nothing.
Yeah, because he be caring. He a teddy bear on a sneak tip. Oh, shouts out to Taya and Vea, 2 sisters in the show, chilling with the dragon, super duper Wakanda up.
Oh, you know what I'm saying? Those Amazon women.
Shouts out to them. Even though the bard tried to holler, and it was like, please. It was like, we good.
I appreciate the slight diversity that they have in the show too.
Yeah, they like edged it in, which is actually speaking about that is usually why I don't watch a lot of like medieval stuff because the idea from Hollywood is that during this time period in the world, no one existed except Europe. like apparently there was no other lands, no other cities or anything. It was just Europe by itself and like emptiness. I guess the world was flat or something. And then it got round later, but
it kind of was. as far as medieval, because back then
true. I know what you mean, but it's like
for our people, it was like legit native type, savage type.
Then it's like it's just like I'm good.
I usually have a problem with it because if they do show the Black people back then, it's like we were slaves or we were less than. But in this, because it's like fantasy, that's not what we were. Even though those 2 Amazon women were protecting a white man, it's fine because he was a dragon.
Yeah, so he was presenting as a white man, but he was really a gold dragon. So,
but the Black boy who was an elf, I mean, he was smarter than Shuri, even though she was more powerful. He had some sense.
And homie was rocking a kufi, so you know what I'm saying. We know he down with the, you know what I'm saying. We know he down.
I can't wait to see what else they bring as far as diverse in there.
Keepy23 said the moral code was good, but the Master P baritone grunts, he could keep that.
Nah, I like it. It's part of him. It was a growl. Us women need that. We need that.
Homie was I like how he was like just be chilling and be like, so you gonna get in this tub or what? You gonna get up in this pool, girl? Well, nah, he ain't say it like that. He was getting his bathe on, and Jennifer came up and she was like,
that was sexual harassment.
She was like, turn around.
Rape.
She was like, turn around so I can get in. It's like, hold up, no, this is a personal bath. All right? This is not you get it, you leave. It's like, you leave. Don't be coming up here asking me questions. This is personal bath time for me to mind my business. But at the same time, Witcher needs a tender touch too. You know what I'm saying?
Man, watch somebody be triggered over this.
Yo,
over that scene. Everyone has some reason to be triggered over anything.
Well, what in that scene? Nothing in that scene. All right, see, she came in, she asked him about being a Witcher, how he has his power. There wasn't any like romantics in that scene at that time. At least I don't think.
Not technically, but they gonna find.
She had him turn around. They were back to back, and yeah, she left. So there wasn't anything.
Find a way to be triggered about it. No, they not, because it's a woman doing it.
Oh, good point. Yeah, you know what? I'll agree. It's a good thing that they set it up like that, because if it was switched, it probably wouldn't play well. I agree with you. It probably wouldn't play well. It's probably better that Yennefer did it instead of him doing it, because it would have
too much.
I'm just trying to help you not have problems with your show. For somebody to be typing about how your show is definitely not woke. But all in all, from the show to the making of part, one of the things that I enjoyed on the making of side is seeing that they were even still using like little like fishing line for stuff. Like when he was like reaching for the apple and they were like using fishing line to like make the apple. I was like, yo, they still doing the old school tricks. Like I was like, I appreciate a show that goes super hard on the choreography.
I don't think they put enough into the making, because before that
it was kind of quick. It was like a little feature.
It was, but before I watched that, after like legitimately last episode, I went in and I was watching the interviews and I was watching the behind the scenes on YouTube and stuff, and like they don't even get into the fact that Henry Cavill had like one of the main hands in the making of his sword. It's a real iron sword. Like he had it made with weights and everything, because he learned how to sword fight for real. And in the sword fight scene, half of them were done with the real sword, and then the other half were done with props. So when he went to stab somebody, but they didn't show like any of that. Like this man is he's amazing.
Wow, word.
He legit learned to sword fight. Was like, no, they like made the sword for him. He was like, no, the weight is off, and like he was an intricate part in the making of all that too.
Yeah, they should have added that. Oh, yeah. On top of that, back on my boy G. That full leather with the gold like stitching or whatever, that's smooth. That's smooth. I ain't gonna front. That I was like, oh snap, he like a smooth scorpion from Mortal Kombat. Cause he had the little shoulder thing, like shoulder pads. It was like gold lame or something. I don't know what it is. Stitching people, they know what they doing. You know, whatever the little y'all people that be sewing machines, y'all know what y'all doing. But it was cool. I thought it was really cool. The belt was dope. And it also looked like something that was like functional. It didn't look like something like nobody can fight in this. You know, it looked like something someone would really fight in. I thought that was dope. Even though he also fought in like a regular cotton shirt every now and then too. I was like, you are not protected, my brother. Be careful. That cotton ain't gonna stop nothing. Like, you just out there fighting in a regular shirt. I'm like, you need to double back.
Real context too.
Yeah.
I've heard in a lot of other things like the Lord of the Rings and stuff, like they didn't wear contacts because they were like, oh, it lessens the actor's ability to whatever. But in The Witcher, they wore those contacts.
Mm-hmm.
Henry was wearing them gold ones and Yennefer was wearing them purple ones the entire time. Like they acted through that. And she acted well with the tears and the fire. And she was like, oh.
Yo, that fire was straight on another level. They threw when they threw those like kind of like of course this is a different property, but for lack of a better term, when they threw the spirit bombs at him, like
oh yeah.
She woke up, she was like, nope.
That's why I think he's gone. Is because when they were to light that fire, it like literally took everything from those people. They crumbled into dust. So I know Yennefer is gone. I just don't know how she's gonna come back.
Come on. Speaking of coming back, we got NERDSoul Light in the house. Say hi.
Hi.
So, but yeah, this is a show that I enjoyed like way more than I thought I would because I hadn't remembered the first 2 episodes as well. So I'd like to say, one, thank you for making me go back and get busy and actually watch these episodes. I thank you. And also, I'm excited for what comes next. I want to ask you before we get out of here, what do you want to see in season 2?
Well, as far as I know, it's not that it's real spoilers, but as far as I know from the book and stuff, what's going to happen is it's kind of be like a family. Yennefer is supposed to basically be like the mom, but she's supposed to teach Sherry how to like hone her skills, and she gonna be like this badass fighting, killing, magical person. And Gerald, it's supposed to like give the backstory to Witchers in general, not just Gerald, but like all Witchers. So I'm excited for that just because it doesn't fully say, like you get sneak peeks about Gerald's background, but that's it. Like you get all of Yennefer's and then you get pretty much all of Sherry's. It doesn't actually say what her powers are. I want to say because it has something to do with the Earths, like,
Yeah, because the doppelganger said you never told us what she is.
Yeah, so I want to see what that is completely, like what her power is. And I hear there's going to be new exciting characters too. So it's just with the fact that all around in general, the show has great writing, has great casting, has great plot, like has great ties, like the graphics, everything about the show just was so flawlessly seamed together. I can't wait in general.
Not yet. So I want to see next season. I want to see a full showdown. It's time. You know what I'm saying? Look, full showdown. You tried it. You tried it. You sent your troops. You tried it. You got flamed up. Now I want to see a full showdown.
I don't know if it's going to be full because most of the mages are gone.
Oh, yes.
But I want to see, to see Gerald, Sherry, and Yennefer.
Your boy with the swords, he made it out though. Your boy with the swords made it out.
Shorts?
Swords. Sorry.
Oh, the Asian looking dude.
Yeah, he got out.
Yeah. Okay.
So he's still alive. So we got one mage. Mama Mage, she did. I can't remember her name. Let me see if I can find it real quick.
Yeah, she made it.
Oh, she made it out?
Yeah, she made it. Remember when Yennefer was getting the fire?
She protected her with the fire went around her.
Yeah, so she saw that. She gonna find a way to bring Yennefer back. That's mama.
Yeah, I agree. I think, yeah. I agree. I think
saw the light-skinned chick with the curly hair that helped Gerald with the princess. I don't think she died. It doesn't really show, but she was like the Earth one. She made the branches.
Yeah, we didn't really see her.
I don't think we did.
Especially shows like that. Did we see her die? We saw her like, she was looking bad and bloody, but she won't dead.
I think she died.
And you know how these shows are. If you don't see someone like literally in a box,
right,
they can always come back.
The evil she's not necessarily evil, but the bad mage, the bald head.
Oh yeah,
like that was on the wrong side. I don't think she died.
No, she's still there.
Yeah.
So we got her and her first in command. He's still the doppelganger is still somewhere out there, I guess, kind of like doing his own thing. We still have the opportunity for Taya and Vea and the Gold Dragon, possibly. Might be calling a favor. Never know. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, old Gerald.
So,
and Yennefer.
I'm way more into this than I expected to be. And like I said, thank you. You know what I'm saying? It's dope. You did your thing. I will give it to you. You were correct on this one. You were correct, because I was like, man, I kind of fell off. It might not even be that good. And then pretty much episode 4 and further, that thing just kicks up. And now I'm ready to see, like, yo, revenge. All right? You came up here, you killed mad mages, you got to go down. That's right.
And if Yennefer comes
punishment
back,
is death.
She ready. She going.
Yo.
She fighting. Especially if they try to take her baby away. Because remember, she was like, you have a child as surprise. I'm over here trying to have a baby and you just gave one up. Yep. Shiri gonna be her baby. They after her. She gonna come with a
now vengeance. You have a child. It's kind of like, the person that wants a child that can't have a child, the one who's motherless or whatever, boom, they come together, family. Then you got, you got Geralt over there, just like, all right, I'll be mean.
These are both my girls.
I really love y'all. But I gotta act mean. And then
I can't deal with the voice of you. I can't.
But then he's gonna be there doing cool stuff. I don't even know what the extent of his powers are. I just know he can like push stuff like really hard. And
the Witcher is just supposed to be someone who can drink these different types of poisons and not die, and it gives them like a boost up, which is why his eyes turn black. Which they only showed him do that twice. So I'd like to see more of his power too.
Yeah, because I'm like, he has fights. I'm like, can't we just close this fight out mad quick? But it's probably something they haven't explained to me yet, where it's like, no, you can't go black eyes all the time because I don't know.
No, it takes that potion. He only did it twice. Remember?
Okay, cool.
He has different types of potions, but he took a potion twice.
Because when he had to fight what was it, the Strigoi or whatever? Not Strigoi. That's
you went wrong.
That's another show. That's another show that had a promising first season, and the rest was poo-poo. But the princess, that was a dope fight scene too. She was like I don't know. She was like I feel it was something with an S. But anyway, that fight scene was dope. Like, that was crazy good.
You're talking about in the marketplace?
No, where he had to fight her in the crypt to keep her from going back in the crypt.
He had to fight girl that was like a demon.
Yeah, so
he ends up killing her at the end, and all her men. That was that fight scene. Yeah, not the princess.
Oh, not the princess one.
No, not you're talking about the princess one.
Yeah, I'm talking about the princess. Yeah.
She was in I'm talking about the marketplace where he had to fight old girl that he had banged. Her and all her men, because he went in there with that sword and was like, made me want to learn a sword fight.
That's a very interesting technique you just laid down there right there. I don't know if it looked exactly like that, but
pretty sure it looked exactly like that.
We'll let it slide. But before we get out of here, Meriah, you know her from such amazing shows as you won't even let me as Chicago Fire, This Is Us, Heroes.
Can we get Lucifer in there? Remember?
Oh yeah, Lucifer. But I thought you said last time you weren't in Lucifer yet, so I can't put you in Lucifer when you ain't been in Lucifer yet.
But we had the conversation about it, and I told you I'm Maze's little sister over here.
Okay, yeah. Good point. Lucifer as well. Meriah Hudson, right here. What's up?
Wait, I want to know. It's bothering me. What is the Strigoi from? Because I know I've seen it.
Oh, it's from The Strain.
The what?
The Strain. Remember? It was on FX.
I never watched that. It's from something else too. Then.
Oh, okay. Well, the Strain used that term, but it's probably, who knows? Probably some other, I don't know, like Underworld or something. Who knows? I don't know.
It's gonna bother me.
But Meriah Hudson, tell me where they can find you.
You said what? Oh, you can find me at Instagram and Snapchat, aka Raya, and iMeriah Hudson at twitter.com.
Yeah, and NERDSoul, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. YouTube is the main hub. Hit that thumbs up if you like what you've seen. Hit that thumbs down if you don't. But if you don't, I'm gonna catch you with the law of surprise, and you don't never know what you're gonna get. All right, you'll never know what you're gonna get. Podcast if you rather listen. If you don't want to listen, or look, just open up a tag and help a brother out anyway. And Spotify for them jams. Tell me you, your mama, and your cousin too. Share that thing, and from us to you, we're gonna leave you with Arcatron. That's right, ARCKATRON.com. Dope beats. The Space Bridge stores right now.
The Strickler was part of Vampire Academy.
Oh, it was? I never watched that.
Yeah, of course you did. It was a movie. Worse than Twilight.
Oh, sorry, man. But shouts out to everybody in the chat. Jamal Lee, KB23, Lotus Scholar. We got Moses up in here. What's happening to you? And we thank our amazing guest, Meriah Hudson, for rolling through again. We don't know when we'll see her again because we don't know what else she's watching.
Everything.
So we'll figure out something and we'll watch something and then we'll talk about it because it's kind of what we do. So with that said, of course, leaving you with the outro, the homie Arcatron, he's dope. Check out his stuff and we'll see y'all next time later tonight. Lovecraft Country around 7:20 or something like that. Me, Clement Bryant, Nate Miller, having a good time. So from here, look, just get a nap and come back. You know what's up. Peace. We out. Yeah.